Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Where It's At by Dustin Lynch. And we end up cabling this on 3rd fret to kind of match the recording. But it starts out with a couple really cool intro licks actually around some chords. And you can start off with a C major chord. When we play C major, first finger goes to B on the 1st fret, second finger on the D 2nd fret, and third finger on the A string 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord and sounds really happy. Now while you're on C's in general, it can be kind of cool to lift off the first finger, maybe a C major 7, or you could add in the pinky on the B 3rd for a C major 9, or another way to play a C major 9 is to do first finger on the D 2nd, second finger on the A string 3rd, third finger on the B string 3rd, and the pinky on the high E 3rd. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major 9 chord and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the C, we'll go into a G major chord. We're going to G major. First finger goes to A on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string 3rd fret, third finger on the high E 3rd. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and sounds really, really happy. Now you may also dig on kind of putting the third finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, kind of working that for your G major. And then from the G, we go to an E minor chord. We play E minor. First finger stays on the A string 2nd, second finger on the D string 2nd. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to think about adding in the third finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, kind of making that an E minor 7 chord. And then from the E minor, we go to a D major chord. We play D major. First finger goes to the G on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord and it sounds really happy. And while you're on D's though, in general, you may want to think about lifting the 2nd finger, always a dangerous finger lift, making that a D sus2. Or you can add in the pinky on the high E 3rd for a D suspended chord and kind of say some things around D chords in general. And there's this cool little rhythm that kind of kicks off the tune where you may want to take the C and do a down, up, and then go to the G for a down and kind of kill the strings. So down, up, G with a down, kill it. E minor, down, up, D with a down, kill it. C, down, up, G. E minor, down, up, D. Might be a cool way to kind of kick it off. And you'll hear these cool little licks actually through the intro part where you could play the open D string and do a hammer on the 2nd fret, and then open D, and then play open A and do a hammer on the 2nd fret. So I'm kind of playing the open A and putting my 2nd finger down with enough force to kind of carry the string, or carry the note, and then open A, and then we kind of do another open A, but you may want to do a hammer on the 2nd, open A, and you may want to work that as a hammer-on pull-off. Kind of hammering on, and then let my finger fall to carry the sound back to the open, and then back to 2nd on the A, and that's a really short note there. And then we play 3rd on the low E, and then open A, 3rd on the low E, open A, and you may want to kind of work this as a hammer on the 2nd fret on the A, pull off back to open A, 3rd on the low E string, and you could even work that as a pull off to open E, and then open D. And I have shifted things by octaves to make this a little bit easier, but you have that O2O, O2O, O2O2, 3O, 3O, 2O, 3O, O, O2O, 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 2, 3O, 3O, 2O, 3O, O, if you want to kind of follow that lick. And then from there, then we'll be going into our main verse part, which is kind of following those same chords. And actually, pretty much through the tune, actually, we're just kind of following those chords. And there's a couple different strumming options you may want to think about. You may want to try just downs if you're just starting out, kind of C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, E minor, D, and I'm adding a little bit of muting to that to kind of make that a little bit sneaky through that part. It's kind of a 4 down idea. Or you could even kind of adjust it if you wanted to, even kind of 3 plus 5 could be kind of cool. Kind of a C, 2, 3, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E minor, 2, 3, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you kind of dig on that, you may want to try that to kind of anticipate the next chord. Or one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, down, up. So we did the C and just tried that a lot. You'd have down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down. There's a couple ways we could apply that through the song. We could do just half the strum pattern, kind of the C, down, up, G, down, up, E minor, down, up, D, down, up, C, down, up, G, down, up, E minor, down, up, D, down, up. Or you could split the pattern between the chords the C with a down, down, up, G with the up, down, up, E minor with a down, down, up, and then go to the D for the up, down, up. I'm taking the pattern and split it between the chords. C, down, G, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, D, up, down, C, down, down, G, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, up, down. Or what really kind of feels like through the tune is something called the 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot at the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into two parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. What I mean by that is if you take the C and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. And then on the third beat, you do an up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you'd be going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, 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 down. So all together, you got down. Half the pattern idea, just down, 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 up on each chord. Down, down, minor, down, 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 E down, 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 C down, 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 D down, 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 minor down, 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 E down, down, down. Or you can split the pattern and do the C with the down, 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 up, and then go to the G for the up, down, down, up, down, up. And then E minor with the down, 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 up. Some solo licks we'll talk about too. But the weird part is to play along with Dustin Lynch, instead of starting on a C major chord, he's starting on an E flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take the capo, and if you put the capo on 3rd fret, now your C is really an E flat major, and your G is really an E flat major, and your E minor is really a G minor chord, and your D is really an F major chord. Which means you want to kind of kick it off with kind of that intro rhythm, kind of the C with the down, down, up, G, E minor, down, down, up, D, C, down, up, G, E minor, down, up, D. Or you could follow that other intro lick, that O2O, 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 2, 3O, 3O, 2O, 3O, O2O, 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 2, 3O, 3O, 2O, 3O, if you kind of dig on that. Or you could work the strumming through those chords, kind of the C, G, and you could try just the down idea. Or you could anticipate that C2, 3, G1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E minor 2, 3, D1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you could go down, down, up, kind of working just the half pattern idea. Or you could split the pattern. C, down, up, down, minor, down, down, D, up, down, C, down, down, G, up, down, minor, down, down, D, up, down. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you could work the long down, down, down on each of those chords. Then we'll be going into our verse part. So we kind of keep that going, kind of C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D. We do that 2 times, and then we kind of have almost like a big down kind of an idea at the very end of the verse to lead into our chorus, and then we're back in that pattern. C, G, E minor, D, or you could be doing the half pattern. Anticipating that E minor, D, or you can roll the 16th. chorus tag. Now, one other thing that I think about adding to the song, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw a bass for the chord in. So on the C, you'd have the A for the bass. On the G, you'd have low E for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have low E for the bass. And on the D, you'd have the D for the bass. So you could work that intro as kind of a bass down, up on each chord. Kind of a C, down, up, G, down, up, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D. Or you could throw in the bass as kind of the halving idea, kind of a C, down, G, up, down, low E bass, down, B, up, down. So kind of splitting the pattern, throw it in the bass, and it's like a cool bass, down, B, up, down. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you could work it as a bass, down, down, up, down, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, or bass, bass, down, up, bass, down, down. Could be very cool. So you could even do it as a bass, down, up on each chord, or bass, bass, down, down. C bass, bass, down, G bass, bass, down, E minor, D. Or you could half it with basses and have the C with the bass, down, up, G with the up, bass, down, up. E minor with the bass, down, up. D with the bass, or up, bass, down. So kind of dig on that. Space, down, G, up, bass, down, E minor, down, G, up, bass, down, C, G, E minor, D. And then from that intro return, then we'll be going back into our verse idea. So we got our C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D. And then we got our big C, almost like the stop time idea. G, E minor, D. And then we go into our chorus part. So we got that same idea. C, G, E minor, D, C, G, E minor, D. Or if you know the licks around these chords too, feel free to kind of throw them in. So you kind of make the tune a little bit of your own that way too. And then from there, then we go into our solo part, but it's still the same progression. But there are some cool licks through that if you wanted to kind of follow it. I'm kind of referencing things to the capo here, but you could do 3rd fret on the B string as kind of a slide to 5th. And then we do another slide from 3rd to 5th. And then we go to 2nd on the G as a slide to 4. And then we go back to 2nd on the G as kind of a slide to 4. And then slide back to 2, and then open G. And then we go back to the 3-5 slide on the B. And then we do that 3-5 slide again. And then we go to 2nd on the G. And then we go to open D as kind of a hammer on. Open D, G is a open 2nd hammer on. And then open B to the 3rd fret on the B is kind of an open 3rd. So you got 3-5, 3-5, 2-4, 2-4, 2-0, 3-5, 3-5, 2, 2-0, 2-0, 3. If you wanted to kind of follow those notes. And then from there, then we kind of do that 3-5 slide on the B, 3-5 slide on the high E. And then what would have been 5 to 7 is a slide on the high E. It's really 8 to 10. I know that's a little weird. And then we go back to what would have been 3rd. It's really 6 fret. I know this is weird with the capo, right? But and then this last lick, you may want to just kind of think about it as real frets. You'd have 11th fret on the high E is kind of a pull off to 11, or the 10th fret on the high E, kind of 11, 10 pull off. 11 on the B, 10 on the G. And then 11 on the high is a slide to 13 on the high. So that's a little weird too. It's cool. It almost reminds me of a slash lick from Sweet Child of Mine. 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 13. Kind of that last part. So through the whole solo, you got 3-5, 3-5, 2-4, 2-4, 2-0, 3-5, 3-5, 2, 2-0, 2-0, 3, 3-5, 3-5, 3-5, 7, 3. You want to kind of follow those licks. And then from there, then we go into kind of a little bridge part that's just like our verse, actually, kind of our C, G, E minor, D, C, E minor, D. And we got another stop time, C, G, E minor, D. To kind of set us up for our last chorus. Then we're basics of how you can strum through Where It's At by Dustin Lynch. So good luck!